often reshapes how you journey and endure. It will release on Monday, October 13th. It's not Tuesday, guys. It's Monday. The official release date for Nighthaven is Monday, October the 13th. This is now finally confirmed. It is basically 3 weeks away. No, it's not 3 weeks. It's 4 weeks away. It's 4 weeks away. New Zone Nighthaven, which confirms that all those leaks were actually true. It's free. Oh yes, that is the most important part, guys. It is free. It is free. It's gonna be free. But I told you that it was gonna be free. I told you that season 10 was gonna be free so that AGS brings people back into the game. And then the beyond section that you see on that roadmap, which is gonna come at some point in season 10, season 11, or season 12, that one is gonna be a paid expansion. Just wait and see. Anyways, let's read it more. So I don't actually want to read everything. This is just some fancy words that they generated using AI, most likely. What matters is the following. New story. Okay, that's something that doesn't matter again. PP most which current scale. Jenny, we are gonna get there. Don't give us faith. New game mode Catacombs. Wait. This is important. This is just story and that bullshit. Nobody gives a shit about that. This is important. A new game mode. A game mode. It's a new game mode in which up to 3 players explore the depths of a procedurally generated dungeon. Up to 3. So these are the procedural dungeons that they mentioned. This is the link, guys. But it is only up to 3 players. It's not 5 like normal expeditions. Okay. Battling a wide variety of enemies and bosses, gaining unique mod-specific power-ups, collecting cursed resources and currency, and racing to successfully exit and cleanse their treasures before time runs out. Okay, so those procedural expeditions with extraction, the thing they put on the roadmap, is coming with a 3-man army thing. Okay. While the difficulty of Catacombs is moderate at the start of a session, the challenge and reward is increased significantly each time a boss is defeated. I like the idea, guys. I like it. I like the idea in general. It's gonna get even more difficult as time goes by, which is nice because then you can get more rewards. But there is a high risk and high reward problem here, right? If you do not make it out in time and then you just end up dying, if you are greedy, let's say, you're done. You are gonna die and you will lose all your loot, I'm assuming. To counter this, players are able to acquire in mode power-ups that enhance their stats and abilities. So it's gonna be something like the thingies that we see in the other in the CTF maps. You know, you take haste, you get empower, etc., or you get heal. I think they are gonna use that mechanic, but it's gonna give you different boosts, I'm assuming. With each post defeated, players must decide between pushing further into the catacombs for even greater rewards or safely making their exit before time runs out. Again, exactly what I said. Exactly what I said. You will be able to make that decision. Should you risk for higher rewards or should you get out in time? That's completely up to you. Read it, Janet. Here's some. They revealed year stuff. Oh my god, I'm coming there. Failure to make a safe exit results in loss of the vast majority of the treasure score. So you are not going to lose everything, but you are going to lose the majority of it, they said. So it's probably going to be more than 50%. New raid, Isle of Night. Isle of Night is a new 10-person endgame raid. The raid is set in once a magnificent kingdom whose inhabitants have now fallen lost. Okay. Are the mobs going to be lost then? Similar in length and format to Hive of Gorgons, which is something we already knew, this raid features 3 new bosses and multiple new enemy types. Multiple new enemy types. Light puzzles and set. So what do they refer to here? Do they mean a new mob type? Like lost ancient angry earth and all that, there will be multiple new mob types, which was something that was mentioned in the leaks, or do they not refer to that and this is completely something else? I don't know yet. This raid will be some of the hardest content in season 10, demanding players gear up and coordinate to succeed. Hopefully it's gonna be more difficult than Gorgon then. Overhaul and oh my god, bro, they actually revealed it. Level cap to 70. Gear score max to 800. We are getting level 70, guys. We are getting level 70. PP mods which currently scale gear to 700 will now scale to 775. Okay, that's expected. Okay, new gear modding system, Perk Charms. Okay, this is interesting. Instead of one customizable gem socket, gear can now have up to 4 empty sockets into which players can install new perk modifiers called charms. So all the normal perks that we knew, here's the link, uh, will be socketable just like gems are. Okay. What is gonna happen to the current gear then? Charm sockets and charms themselves have 3 types: defensive, offensive, and skill. What? Wait. So, but you can choose whichever charm you want. So initially you collect the charms, you put those charms into the items. Let's say it's a defensive charm, it can only take enchanted word or slash conditioning in it. If it's an offensive charm, then it's gonna be on the weapons. It's gonna be stuff like penetrating backstab, for example, or alacritus punishment. You can only put those perks into these. I'm just speculating, but this is probably what they mean. For skills, I guess it's just gonna be weapon skills, right? Like fortifying, perforate, leeching flurry, etc., etc. Yeah, Kura, that sounds nice. That sounds nice. These charms can be picked up fully refined, but more commonly we need to be crafted with rare materials which drop from endgame content. Okay, okay. Set bonuses. We are introducing set bonuses into New Eternum for the first time. These ultra rare sets of gear will be earned from Pinnacle endgame content. Okay. We will get it from the new raid. We will get it from Catacombs, which is the procedural expeditions that they just mentioned, and the PP track. PP track is getting an update, guys. That took them long enough. Finally. We want to encourage players to mix and match these sets to achieve their desired build type, so they are not all or nothing. Okay. Okay. Set bonuses come in 2 times. Some bonuses activate at 2 equipped pieces and then get better at 4 equipped pieces. Okay. And some only activate at 3 pieces and get better at 5 pieces. Wait, how can you even use 5 pieces of armor if you want to use an artifact? I'm a little bit confused. Do the jewelry count in here? Like, do the jewelry pieces count in this section? I'm a bit confused. So they said there are 7 combinations. Oh, wait, guys. So jewelry and the weapons, they both count because if you do the math, it's like 10, right? So let's say you got 2 hoplite pieces. It can be jewelry, armor, doesn't matter. You got 2 pieces from the new raid, let's say. Okay. I don't think anyone will go for this 2 2 2 2 2 because you can't really fit artifacts in there, right? Because you normally want 1 weapon artifact, 1 armor artifact, 1 jewelry artifact. You can't really fit those in uh, because you can't run a hoplite artifact, right? So most of us will probably go for 4 plus 3 or something, or 2 2 3. We will use 3 artifacts in which is what we do in most builds, and for the remaining 7 slots we are probably gonna go for a set bonus thingy, whichever works in our case. You're getting really hyped now. I'm getting hyped too. I like these changes. I didn't even expect them to release this info today. To round out the long-term chase, we have ushered in a new generation of Umbral shards. This means that all gear in the new paradigm stays viable and upgradable with Umbrals rather than the clunky system at the Gypsum Camp. It's nice that they actually say they actually acknowledge that the system at Gypsum Camp is clunky. Okay. Any gear with gear score of at least 700 can be upgraded with Umbrals. So our current gear is not dead. Guys, but how does this play with the stuff that we have with those charms and the slottable perks and all that? Because our current gear is already crafted. The system now works slightly differently than Umbrellas in the past, as it is now a currency with a wallet cap of 1,000 and a weekly rate. What? A wallet cap of 1,000? So you can't hold more than 1,000 Umbrals, guys. Bro, eh, like everything was so good until I read this sentence, bro. They are limiting it again. They are limiting it again, bro. Like it's not about just obtaining it. Like you have a limit to obtain, right? But you can't even save them up for a future build that you are gonna do. They say a wallet cap. Like they this was so good until I read this sentence. Why did they have to ruin it? There is a weekly limit, and there is a total limit of Umbral shards that you can hold. Let's say you farmed Umbral shards at some point, like let's say you farmed Umbral shards 2 weeks ago, and you want to make a new build using those, you can't do that. I mean, you can still do it, but you are limited. And we don't know how many Umbrals are needed to upgrade one item, but you can only hold 1,000 of them. Choose them. We don't know yet. We don't know that yet. So I guess the best piece will have unique illegal perks, bonus or 4 empty slots. Yeah, again though, it says 4 empty slots. It doesn't mean that there will be 4 different perks. It's just that one of those slots is gems, anyways. Potato, yes, I'll do that. This will keep Amro's value from deteriorating over time, which was a problem we saw with the previous version of this system. Okay, I understand that. Don't get me wrong. I understand that. I just hope that this 1,000 isn't too low. This 1,000 limit isn't too low. I just hope that. Please. Like, how many Umbral shards does it take to upgrade an item fully to 800 G score, right? Infix perks. There will still be unique gear pieces with powerful and rare perks called infixes. These will function similar to how the unique perk on artifacts work. Wait, what is that supposed to mean? There will be rare perks called infixes. Okay. So there will be rare perks, just like the ones that we have on artifacts, right? Uh, let's say Attuned Leather Pants is giving you a extra so many attribute points. There will be similar artifact perks that you can put into normal gear, but I'm guessing this has a limit, right? Attribute changes. There are no longer any perks which increase at. Wait, I just mentioned Attuned Leather Pants and they were like, no, we don't have that anymore. We felt these perks didn't really result in a meaningful choice between two good alternatives, so we have decided to reclaim that slot for more interesting perks. They are changing the perks on Old Crown and Attuned Leather Pants, guys. And Grey Wizard Hat as well. All of the attribute points that used to come from these perks has been instead added into the native attribute point pool granted by normal leveling. And to make sure, wait, they increased the amount of attributes we have by default. Bro, we already have too much attributes. And to make sure this is easier to manage, we have made gear sets, storage loadouts now also save attribute loadout. This is a great change, but we already knew that. We already knew this. No, Zora, no, I don't. No, I just I just thought that what they meant here was to reduce the attributes from the gear. From artifact gear, like attuner pants and old crown. But Zora says that the gear will not even have attributes anymore. So when you respec, you will get like 400 or you will get like 600 attribute or 700 attribute points for you to distribute. The gear has no attributes at all. Okay, I think that's what makes sense. That's what makes sense. Yo, Stan, thank you so much for the follow. So gear will not have any attributes anymore. I I gave wrong information. I interpreted wrongly there. I'm sorry. I think the artifacts, attuner pants and old crown are gonna stay the same. No more magnify, no more strength, no more dex, no more of that bullshit. If you wanna change your attributes or if you wanna distribute your attributes freely, you can just do it. Everyone will have the same amount of attributes. Your bank Melly, thank you so much for the follow as well. I think that that's a great change actually. Just think about it, guys. At the first glance, it felt bad, but it's actually a good change. I think this is good. Perk design. We have done a complete sweep through our collection of perks and made some structural changes. Our goal is to make perk selection and conditional and thoughtful, and to eliminate must-have perks that simply raise the critical combat numbers like damage, stamina, and cooldown reduction without some kind of meaningful drawback. Okay, so they are nerfing enchanted ward. Safe to say, this is what it means. I'm assuming you like the sound of everything so far. Slash, I like it too, except for the wallet cap on umbrals. If that wallet cap is a reasonable amount, it's okay. But if I can only upgrade one item with that wallet cap, no, it's not a good amount. Stamina. So they might. Good point, Zane. They might have removed Hearty, guys, and gave everyone 110 stamina or something. Hopefully that's. I mean, they didn't mention it here, but I hope that's what they meant. New OPR map, the tower. The tower is the name. Okay, there's a werewolf image, guys, here. There's a werewolf image here. Gen X, you missed out, yes. Okay, I mean, most of us have already seen the leaks about the OPR map, so I'm not gonna go into this. What matters is the following. We get the OPR map preview September 23rd. So starting next week, we get this. It's gonna be an entire week. 8 days long, actually, even longer than that. Spielberg, thank you so much for the follow. Don't miss a developer video going in depth on season 10 coming in early. What? Okay, this is too late. We were like, wait, they are gonna collect feedback now in the next 2 days. They are gonna they are gonna shoot the video on Friday or so, and then release it on Monday or Thursday. Sorry, on Tuesday. That's not happening, guys. The dev update video is not coming in the next 2 weeks. But to be honest with you, the information that we see on this article is a lot more than I expected. Because all day here I've been saying that I don't expect them to release anything about gear progression and all that because they wouldn't want to make the current market crash. They did that. Is it gonna crash the current market? I'm not entirely sure yet. But guys, we will go back to the details again. My first impression, this is great, bro. This is great. This is more than we could have hoped for. And they actually know what to do now. I don't know if it's the new management. I don't know if it's Katie being on the wheel now or something else. I don't even care actually. All I care about is the fact that this is great. It really slashed. Okay, so let's wrap things up a little bit. We are getting the news on Nighthaven, which we already knew from the leaks. It's gonna be a new zone. There will be a MSQ here. Other leaks also mentioned that they're upscaling Brimstone. Not upscaling, but in a way that there will be 70 level mobs in Brimstone, which wasn't mentioned here. So maybe we shouldn't even talk about that yet. But Dualit, thank you so much for the follow. The new level cap is level 70, guys. This is one of the most important parts. The new G score is 800. Season 10 update is free. It's not an expansion that they are charging for. It's a free update. So that's another W. It is free. It is free. It is free. Great notes. Exactly. I love the notes, guys. I'm positively surprised. Like I had some high hopes due to the new management, but I would say that they even outdone themselves. They outdone the expectations that I had of them. Any opportunity to make gold in game? Not yet. No, not from the. I can't deduce that from this article. Guys, I can't tell you what to farm until season 10. That article doesn't mention that much. It mentions very key important points, but I don't think we can arrive at a conclusion about the market. Ephemeral seal. No, there will most likely be new mob types for which we will have to farm trophies for. Those mobs are not going to be lost, I think. Okay, what else is there? Catacombs. Okay, this is a 3-man expedition basically. It starts small. You go in there, you start clearing the mini bosses, and every time you clear a mini boss, you are gonna get some rewards. It can be gear or gold or something else. Uh, as you clear those mini bosses, you proceed into a more difficult mini boss that you have to kill, and you will carry the loot that you have collected until then, and you will continue killing. You have continued killing those mini bosses for better loot. Every time you kill a mini boss, you will be given a chance to leave the expedition. The procedural expedition is the name they use for it. Or you can be greedy and you can just keep going and going. If you do that, you are risking losing the majority of the loot that you have collected until then. So you have to be careful about that, guys. No need to buy an expansion, guys. Again, no need for an expansion. They write that the set bonus come from new raid, catacombs, and PP track. That's a good point, Printling. And that brings me to the question. If you look at here, they have different combinations, right? You can have like 5 different combinations. For example, if you do 2 option, you have 10 gear slots, and you choose. You can distribute those gear slots with any different amounts. They made a typo there, by the way. This adds up to 12. Anyways, that leads me to believe that there are at least 5 unique gear sets you can have. We have Hoplite. That is the one that is coming from the Gorgon raid. There will be another one potentially from the new raid. We don't know the name of those pieces yet, but let's say something similar to Hoplite, right? That is something everyone can associate with. There will be one from the PP track, let's say. What else do we have? There should be at least 2 more. Wait, let me drink more water. Thank you. So, okay, that's Zane. Let's talk about that part. That's the most important part. Guys, our current gear is still gonna be relevant. The only problem with the current gear is the following. We won't be able to change perks on those. So the new gear that we obtain is gonna be having 4 slots that you can slot something into. And you can slot enchanted ward, a conditioning perk, a weapon perk, whatever you want to slot in those. And you can extract those perks that you put onto those gear pieces if you want to at a later point. But your old gear that you can still upgrade to 800 G score is gonna be staying as they are. They are hard coded like that, okay? You have a piece with enchanted ward, trust conditioning, and flame conditioning. You inducted it, okay? Double conditioning enchanted ward piece. You inducted it. You can bring it up to 800 G score, and if you think that you are still happy with those perks, you can just continue using your existing gear. We do not have an actual gears reset in this update. They say up to 800. I think it did. I think it did. Any gear with gear score of at least 700 can be upgraded with Umbrals, guys. They said it. Another important point. Let's say you're a returning player. You saw this update and you really want to play New World again, but you didn't play after Eternum was released. But you have these 700 gear score pieces, which would normally be bad today, but you can just upgrade those items to 800 now. So the 700 gear you have is not different than 725 gear you have. It will cost more Umbral shards probably to upgrade a 700 piece to 800 compared to upgrading a 725 to 800. All I'm saying is that do not salvage anything, guys. Do not salvage anything that is above 700 gear score. Do not salvage anything, okay? Again, if you have old items laying around in storages, they will be useful. Okay? That's one thing I really wanted to mention. So we don't know that we are gonna upgrade to 775 though. I think we will still be able to upgrade to we will still be able to upgrade all the way up to 800, guys. You're gonna do Catacombs solo. Can you do it solo? Is it up to 3 people? Yes, they said up to 3 people, guys. You don't necessarily have to be 3 people. You can actually do it solo too. Yeah. Your OPR gear will always be 775, which is similar to today's 700, right? But you can do this solo. Does it make sense to do it solo? I don't know. I don't know how they scale that. Uh, ECS. That's a good question. We don't know that they will have the attribute points still. They can just delete all the existing attribute points from the gear that you have. They can just run a query for that, delete everything. And the old gear you have becomes completely attributeless, if that's a word. And then you can just use those pieces if the existing perks that you see on those pieces are good enough for you. If you want to have a new item with the new perks they have potentially added into the game. So yeah, wait. Okay, wait, let me read that part. The attribute perks on existing have been replaced with other perks of relatively low power, since players will keep the power the attribute perks used to yield. Okay, I don't understand that part. I don't understand that part. What do they mean by that? Are they gonna replace my strength attributes with vigor? Something. I don't know. Yes, Beck, this is the new update. This is a new update. There won't be magnify. So guys, going forward, there will not be attributes in the game on gear. What they are gonna do is to give you, currently they are giving you 220 attributes for you to distribute, right? They are gonna give you like 700. But the gear will come without any attribute. You get a random trash perk. Kate, if it's really a random trash perk, which is probably the case if they mentioned that part, right? Like existing gear. Where did they say it? The attribute perks on existing gear have been replaced with other perks of relatively low power. Since players will keep the power the attributes perks used to yield. But guys, this doesn't mean that the existing gear will be trash. The existing gear has 4 slots. 1 gem slot, 3 perk slots. Which is exactly what's gonna happen with the new items as well, right? So whatever they replace it with, I don't get it. Like, what is gonna change that? Yes, guys. Miriam asked a good question about frigid pieces. We can upgrades frigid items to 800 G score using Umbral shards. Yes. I think Vermor Gorgon will still be something still worth running. I think they kind of learned their lesson about making existing content trash. I think they're gonna keep it as is. No, Francesco, it doesn't mean that it will. I also thought that when I first read it. It means that the gear that you have normally. Let's log back into the game. The gear that you have already is gonna be without any attributes, but they will, in order to compensate for them removing those attributes, they're gonna add it to your normal total attribute thingy. Normally you get what, 220 attribute points, right? You are now gonna get maybe 700 or so. You are gonna guess old gear can only be upgradable with new umbrals to 775. I don't think so. I don't think so. It def completely beats the purpose of having umbral shards in the first place. If you can't make 800 G score with umbral shards, it completely beats the purpose. Hopefully, I just did not have an oversight with that. Yeah, guys, magnify problem is gone. Magnify problem is gone. You can do any attribute you want now. So what will happen is the following. Let's say I have this spear here, right? With Dex. This is not gonna have any attributes anymore. All of my attributes are gonna be here. When I reset my attributes, I will have 700, 650 or so. I don't know the exact amount. Instead of having 200, you will have everything 55555, and then you will have like 600. The only problem that I see with that is the following. If you have to distribute 600 attribute points, it's gonna take a long time. But they also mentioned that they are adding attributes to your gear sets. Let's say I wanna swap between these two gear sets. I'm gonna have increased. I'm gonna have all of my attributes saved without having to respec. It will do the respecking automatically for you, if it makes sense. It will deduct that 50 coin from your inventory, I guess. Whenever you swap between these two equip sets. That's what I understood from this message. Or they can add those back, Voila. Yes, that will be smart. Oh, I wish they did that. We don't get higher tier match to upgrade to 800. I think prismatics are staying, guys. I think. Mick earlier asked a good question. Where does crafting stand in this case? We don't know. We don't know what will happen to crafting. They did not reveal that much here. I mean, what they have revealed was those new items that you can slot perks into. Maybe crafting will play a significant role in slotting those charms, they call them charms, into those items. But I don't think we will be able to craft items like we have been doing until now. We just craft new gems or runes, yes, basically. Infix items might drop from Gorgon as in illegal items. Yes, those. So that's a good point. What do they mean by these infixes? So, okay. Okay, this is not something, this is not one of those items that we were able to, that we are gonna be able to slot into pieces, right? We want, this is not what it is. This is basically your kin speed boots. This is what they mean. Instead of calling them illegal perk combos, they just mean infix perks. So there will still be unique gear pieces with powerful and rare perks called infixes. So that is what I conclude after reading this sentence. We will still have kin speed boots like items. Really, Amos, they stole. They says they stole, but they got ideas from Path of Exile. You say? No, no, no. It can't be that easy. Really, Jenny, bro, I'm so confused. What do they mean by the attribute changes. There are no longer any perks which increase attributes. But this is a part, Jenny, that makes me believe that they are removing attributes from all gear. This is the part. All of the attribute points that used to come from this perk has been added into the native attribute pool granted by normal leveling. Why would they add those attribute points to normal to your native attribute point pool if it's just the ones that are coming from old crown and nether bands? It doesn't make sense. Yeah, again, I think gear will have no attribute anymore. Yeah, slash. I think that's what they mean. I also thought that they referred to Old Crown and to Nether Pants because they made it sound like that when you read the first sentence. But after this reading the second sentence, I changed my mind about it. I don't think it's to Nether Pants or Old Crown. This is a very important point. I wish they had made it more clear, not leaving any space for speculation. But yeah, with low power perk. Yeah, what is that low power? Zipet. It so Zipet. Here's the thing. If the G score is low, then your enchanted ward's potency is gonna be lower, for example. So yeah, they're probably gonna upscale all those perks, and they are gonna do it in a way that the upscaling is gonna make a bigger difference because now you took away all the attributes which also played a role in differentiating low G score item from higher G score item. And now that you remove the attribute part, you have to make the perk potency difference even bigger to make up for the difference. Otherwise, what is the point of having low G score item, right? Sorry, high G score item, as you said. BK, there won't be anything 45. You will get like 600 attributes here. I'm gonna give you one more proof for that. And to make sure this is easier to manage, if we would still get only 220, why would they mention this, guys? Why would they mention this? We are gonna get like 600 attributes, 700 attributes because they are removing everything. They are removing all the attributes from items and adding them to the normal pool. They mentioned this part because then you can say that. Then you can say that you make it so much easier if you can save your attributes into your geosets. Otherwise, you have to distribute 3 times more attributes. You get like 650 at the current level. That's the. I think this is the proof that they're actually removing the attributes that you see here. This 42 focus is gonna be gone. It's no more. Why do you need G-score then? Because the potency of the perks are gonna be different, Sakich. My 12% blessed at 725 is gonna be 14%. Again, it might not be that amount, but it's gonna be 14% at 800 G score, for example. That's why you want higher G score still. Bad Habit Club. I'm actually genuinely happy with the announcements. Yes, I'm positively surprised. I'm happy. This change will break the incoming service will go down for days. Bro, let's hope. Let's hope that's not gonna happen. Those artifacts are there and need full reworks then. No. Those artifacts are still gonna give you your extra attribute points. What do you mean? They are still gonna give you extra attribute points. Guys, I don't want to tell you to keep prismatics or not, but like they're kind of killing the crafting. Like there is nothing about crafting here. What do you do with your prismatics then? Maybe prismatics are gonna be used to make those charms. They haven't given us any info about how to use those or how to craft those charms, right? So maybe we will use prismatics for that purpose. But we don't know yet. We can only speculate. So I don't want to give you a investment recommendation. Should we craft 2 perk lockers now? Vestalax, that's a good point. Guys, so what they said here is that 700 G score, all of the 700 G score items can be upgraded with Umbral shards. And I already told you, like 10 minutes ago, that your old gear that is at 700 G score, that you might have kept around instead of salvaging, is still relevant. You can just upgrade those, which would mean that if you want to craft something today, you can craft 700 two per items that you can upgrade to 800 potentially when season 10 drops, if we didn't get it wrong. They said that crafting is going to be less powered, that's for sure. But they didn't say that they're removing crafting completely, right? So we should still be able to craft something. And I think we are going to be able to craft those charms that we put into new items. Would I prefer 100 or 110 stamina for all? I would definitely prefer 110 stamina for all, remove hearty, which is something they might be doing. They already mentioned that part. See, the perk design part. They already mentioned it. You got 3 tap live and Shaman. Thank you so much for the follows, guys. So, guys, if you read this section, it is safe to say that Enchanted Ward got a hit. Enchanted Ward got a hit. What else got a hit? We don't know. I would hope that they would remove Hearty completely from rings, delete that perk, give everyone 110 stamina by default. And not a single person will complain about this change. Not a single person would complain about it. It's a great change. Just give everyone 110 stamina by default. Everyone is happy. You think they rework refreshing too? They might have done that. Must separate that simply raise the critical combat numbers like damage, stamina, cooldown reduction. Okay, damage, they refer to enchanted, or stamina, they refer to hardy. Cooldown reduction, they refer to refreshing. I don't think refreshing was that important to nerf though. Why would you nerf refreshing? No one, 80 or 90% of PvP builds do not play refreshing anyways. In PvE, yes, of course you go refreshing, but in PvP you don't. BKZ. Where does Shirking Heals come into play here? You will be able to slot those Shirking Heals perks now. I don't know. Maybe that. I can't check Discord now, so they killed 779 upgraded metrics, right? Good question. Guys, I don't think they killed the old system actually. The old system is still present in the game. The old system is still present in the game. Let's say you have a frigid down piece that you dropped after running a glacial transmutation, and you got what, a 690 glacial frigid down headpiece. You initially upgraded to 700, and then you take it up to 800 using your Umbral shards. So this is just an additional step without completely killing the existing system. But there will be 2 systems. One is the old system where you get items that come with preset perks, right? That you can't really change. 2, you can get new items directly at 800 G square, I assume. And you, in those new items, there will not be any predefined perks. You will be able to just slot perks just like you slot gems into those items, and then you will just use them. We don't know yet if they are gonna come at 800 G score by default. Those new items that where you can slot perks in might just be something optional. We still don't know that part. But there are multiple ways now. You can potentially use your existing gear, or you can use a new method to make customizable gear. I think that's the word, customizable gear. No, it won't be 4 perkers, Benzema. You will still have 1 gem slot and 3 perk slots, but for the perk slots, for you to make those perk slots customizable, you have to craft or buy or obtain this thing called charms. And there are 3 different charms. You have defensive, offensive, and skill charms. If you want to put a skill perk, if you want to put fortifying perforate on your headpiece, you want to put a skill charm in there. After putting the skill charm in there, you put the craft mode in there as well. If that makes sense. And you can swap the perks on the same items. Yes. Items are now customizable, unlike the old items, which you can still keep and upgrade to 800 G score using Umbral shards. But you can just change. Now there's a second method that you can use, and now you can just customize your new items as you see fit. You put enchanted ward, and then you're like, wait, I could actually use shocking heals. You just swap it. You don't have to spend a matrix and 3 chromatic seals to make that swap anymore. So it's a huge quality of life improvement. BK, we don't know that part. That's a good question. Are coconuts, Gorgonite inductors still viable? We don't know yet. That part wasn't actually answered. I think though, you will have to upgrade your art. No, I don't think coconuts will be viable. That's my intuition though. Syncretic Musket is basic and I'm happy. Yeah, guys, 700 G score items can be upgraded to higher G score now. The only concern that we might have is this part. The attribute changes. The attribute perks on existing gear have been replaced with other perks of relatively low power. What do they mean by that? Like they took away this 42 focus, right? What did they replace it with? If they replace it with something, there are gonna be 5 perks on items. It doesn't make sense. So again, take that with a grain of salt. I don't want to say for 100% that the existing gear will still be as good as the gear that you already that you can craft with using the new method. I don't want to say that. This doesn't give me that impression fully yet. But the existing gear will still be 2.5 perker at least, or 3.5 perker. I don't know. Hyper, that's what I thought. I thought they meant attribute leather pants or old crown, but I don't think that's what they meant because of this part. You really, really hope gold is not powerful in season 10. It won't be, unfortunately. And as someone who has like millions of gold in game, that makes me a little bit sad. But they already said that they didn't want people to make bis gear by just buying them from the market, right? They already said that. We already knew that. You love it, Billy? I love it too. I love it too. Vector says these ultra races of gear will be earned from pinnacle endgame content. Yeah. PP track as well. So PP track is getting some love, guys. PP track is getting some love. I like that. I won't get shit like this that I will never use anymore. I'm happy. I won't get shit like this. Okay? This is good. Or shit like this. Salvaging anything under 700 G score. Yeah, I guess that's the move. That's the move based on what they mentioned here. But I would still not do anything because in the past they said that they want to make even the old named items, uh, old named items viable, like 625 items. It seems like they moved away from that idea, but they might backpedal on it. we don't know. It's not likely for them to backpedal on that, but I wouldn't salvage anything just yet. I just wait for the first day of the release to see if you can actually use those items. You will lead the named items that are under 700, you mean? Benzema, that's a good question. We actually don't know yet. But I don't think there is gonna be 4 perk slots. It has to be 3+1. It has to be 3+1. Keep name that can be upgraded to 700. That is gonna be kept anyways, but you will have to take 2 steps, right? If you have a 690 frigid dome piece, you will have to make it 700 first, and then take it all the way up to 800 using Umbral shards. What I meant by the old named items was the 625 legendary named items that we got from Brimstone, for example. There are unique rings with keen awareness, trust, and hearty. Would we be able to upgrade that 625 ring, which can't be upgraded to 700 right now, to 800? That's the concern that we had. Invasion for, oh my god, Brandon, what invasion? Fuck invasion. Maelstrom, eyvallah. Guys, I think season 10 is gonna be great. I think season 10 is gonna be great. The only thing that might make season 10 suck are gonna be the bugs. And knowing AGS's track record, we should be we shouldn't be too optimistic. Again, I'm I'm trying to stay positive and I'm wishing them the best of luck because I want this game to succeed. But if they can't address those bugs fast enough, it's gonna be a huge problem. All the goodwill that they have gathered so far is gonna be gone. So yeah. Charlie's farming ephemeral seal, but do you guys think it's the new mob type? There won't be a new mob type and we will just use lost trophies? I would prefer that actually. Because how do you even make it work with the new trophies? So how do you make those new trophies into the existing Ultimate Combat trophies, right? I don't like that. You find that the new region is inspired by Dracula's Slovenia. It's very interesting. Yeah. It's again the team is vampires and werewolves. They already said that. They already hinted at that at the end of the existing MSQ. No, we won't have a new weapon right off the bat of season 10. They said new raid is lost. Did they? This is the only part they have mentioned lost. This doesn't mean that the mob type is gonna be lost. I would prefer them to be lost because I don't wanna fuck with the ultimate combat trophies and all that. But people were saying that it was gonna be a new mob type, so maybe that's wrong. They said yeah, they use capital L there. Okay. Okay, then it's gonna be lost, guys. That's fine. That's fine. I have ultimate combat trophies. I don't care. I have ultimate combat trophies on 5 different accounts. So for me, it doesn't matter. I'm happy as long as I don't have to get new trophies. But why did they people? Why did that all those people say that we were gonna get a new type though? 45k for major loss on Nisa right now. Really? Holy. Let's check that on. I'm on Aries right now. Yes, looks like people already got on that train. Oh my god. Oh my god. Again, I don't care. I don't care. It also says new enemy types. I know, but it might be a different type of lost mobs as well. It's difficult to interpret this, guys. 500 cap. Why not just gold cap? Vestalex Pro. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about that. Yeah, ultimate trophies are expensive, guys. I know. But I got them. Sue me. I'm rich. What can I say? So, okay, let's assume that there is not a new mob type and it's just lost. Let's just assume. Then it's good. We don't have to worry about, because when we wanted to get into the new raid immediately from day one, I had a concern that we wouldn't have the trophies if they were to add new mob types, and that will be a problem. If it's lost, I'm happy. There are two grinds you don't want to do again, ultimate trophies and that petrified heart stuff. Oh, that shit was so bad. I never actually did it fully. I never reached the last level. Really, Billy. What build are you cooking? I think you can cook something with blood drinker and in order to have some kind of self-sustain, right? Gathering and crafting that. Kinda. Kinda. I don't I don't think gathering is that. We will probably get something to craft those charms from gathering. And we will be able to craft them, but crafting is never gonna be what it is today. I just can't imagine them involving crafting in a way that it is still meaningful, just like it is today. Guys, let's sum it up. Let's sum it up. I will call it soon. Update is free. It's coming on Monday, October 13th. It's not Tuesday, which is when they do the update soon. It's Monday. Okay? And it's gonna be for free. Contrary to most people's beliefs, it's gonna be for free. The new zone is called Nighthaven. Okay? And there will be a new section of MSQ here. And the new level cap is gonna be level 70, which they already mentioned here. And the maximum G score is going to be 800. There will be two. There will be multiple methods with which you can reach 800. You can just use a new method, the new customizable gear method, and you can just slot charms into your gear, and then using those charms you can just slot perks, just like how you are slotting gems. So it's not something we are not familiar with. It will be just like gems. Our old gear is still viable. It will be upgraded to 800 if you have enough umbral shards. Umbral shards are most likely gonna come, which they didn't mention here, by the way. They didn't mention the methods of obtaining umbral shards, but it's safe to say that mutations are gonna play a key role. But I would rather have it as a general currency that you can obtain from mutations. You can obtain them from OPR, CTF, and all that. That's another thing. We will have these set bonuses. We will get different sets from like Gorgon. We get Hoplite. From the new raid, we get something. We from mutated glacial dawn, we get frigid dawn. And having couple of pieces of each of those pieces is gonna give you certain bonuses, and we will have to build our gear around those bonuses ideally. That's another thing. Other than that, attributes are getting deleted. No more attributes. No more attributes on gear. That is my interpretation after reading this. Hopefully, I did not get that part right, that part wrong. But I think this gear will not have 42 focus anymore. And we will get the attributes that we have lost on gear added to here. We will see like 600, 700 here. That's what I think. Other than that, they are kind of removing must-have perks, and they here mention damage, stamina, and cooldown reduction. I think they are referring to Enchanted Ward. That's because that's the most sought after perk, and people want to get other perks as well, right? So Enchanted Ward is probably going to be nerfed. Stamina, Hearty is getting a nerf, I think. I think they are removing Harty from the game. Hopefully, they account for the missing 10 Harty and 10 stamina and add it to all accounts by default. So everyone will have 110 stamina by default. I really hope they do it like that. Cooldown reduction, I guess they are nerfing refreshing as well, which is okay for PvE, but for PvP, it wasn't really being used anyways. Upgrading items in Umbral gives you only physical and elemental version. What do you mean? Where do they say that? Psychology. If they remove any equip loss will determine how many dashes you get. I think they should just keep it simple and give everyone 110 stamina. I think they should just do that. We are getting the new OPR map, and we will already have a preview week for an entire week for this new OPR map next week. So, oh, that's what you mean, psychology. Yes, only a version with grace, G score. Yes. So, if you guys might be asking, what is the difference between a 700 and 800 G score item then, if there are no attributes? The potency of the perks. Enchanted Ward is maybe 4% on a 725 item. It's going to be 4.5% on a 800 item, let's say, as an example. Yeah, guys, I think this summarizes it. Oh wait, we forgot about the catacombs part. This is the procedure expeditions with extraction. Uh, that is a term they use on the roadmap, and this is a game mode that you can go into. After up to 3 players. You can also do it solo. And every time you go in there, you will face with a mini boss. You kill it, you get the loot, and you progress into the next room where there will be a slightly stronger boss. And every time, the boss will be stronger than the previous room. After defeating a mini boss in one of those rooms, you are given the opportunity to leave with whatever you have collected so far. But you can be greedy and you might be like, wait, I actually want to progress and the get the other gear that I might get from the next room. But you might fail there, and if you fail, you lose most of the stuff. It's a good method, I think. It's a good idea in general, and I like it. But yeah, this is what it is. For Billy, this is the best part. Yes. Okay, guys. I think yeah, this summarizes it pretty much.